the society, education and industry.
अभिजीत चल भाग इधर से.
Equally honorable and has been doing a lot of honorary jobs. Plus also is equally highly paid professional. Like a simple person generally discounted because of his simple nature. But he is equally servicing the elite class in the industry across. My colleague, my fellow advocate, who is a practicing advocate, who is not a practicing advocate, but a deputy general manager in industries, Tilaknagar Industries, which is a very reputed industry. And I know the MD, Mr. Tanukar, very well. And I can definitely vouch for the 100% reputation which Dr. Nandi is carrying even in the industrial sector. It's not a joke to be part of this kind of industrial setup. It takes a lot of time. It takes one full person's life. So my sincere request, Dr. Nandi, sir, kindly do not treat this as a just one guest lecture. You are not at all a guest. You mentioned that you are a half Kannadiga. I'm differing. You are not at half, you are full Kannadiga because now you are part of the VPM family. Sir, we need your guidance, not only for the students, for our teachers, for our administration, and also for our management. We want your guidance, success stories, not only success stories, to take VPM to a new height. Because we are definitely interested in growing with a very, very fast pace. So these are my few words. I welcome Dr. Nandi to VPM family, not only as a guest, as a member who can definitely guide us, each and every person. He is simplified so many complications, be it education, and he is a quite mixture of a corporate education and the industrial and legal. And he has set up, today you may get a bank manager as a guest. Dr. Nandi has set up a note printing machinery, the establishment for Reserve Bank of India. So every banking student, administration, anybody who's doing PhD, who has done PhD and who want to run the institution in whatever capacity, the moment you get in touch with Dr. Nandi personally, you will understand you will need minimum 7 to 10 years to learn all the simple things which he has practiced in a most simplest manner, all the complicated matters which he has handled in the most simplest manner. So I have a great personality in front of me addressing this particular institution, the trust, the students, the educationists, the teachers, the management, and all my colleagues in the managing committee. Wholeheartedly, I welcome once again Dr. Nandi. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting this invitation. And we look forward for your continuous support towards the family, which is a great VPM, I would call, because this is a trust with the institution with great values. We are committed to maintain and grow with the same concept which our elders have taught us and established this particular trust with the clear objects: education, 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 growth of the middle and lower middle class family. This is what we are meant for, and we want you to join hands to enrich all these things and take us to a greater height. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Vijit sir. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Today, we have with us an esteemed bestseller book author, be a habitual winner, Dr. Keshab Nandy, who will share some pointers on how to be a new age leader. I have a privilege to introduce such a speaker to you. Dr. Keshab Nandy is professor of management and mentor at Narsi Monji University and comes with rich 39 years of experience spread across teaching, civil service, magistrate, senior position in Reserve Bank of India, Unit Trust of India, and as Senior Vice President Occupier, CVO, and Director in boards of 5 well-known manufacturing companies. He is a member of various corporate committees and industry bodies like Bombay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, etc., and recipient of several prestigious awards by different government and industry bodies. Sir is reputed motivational speaker in India and abroad and is an acclaimed NLP trainer. His book, Be a habitual winner is best seller. We are indeed lucky to have him as our guest speaker today and request him to address you all. Now, I request our guest speaker to take the charge and share his opinions. So your mic is on. So unmute your mic.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So a lot of thanks to you, Hitika, for saying such good words, and special thanks to Kulkarni sir for saying very good words about me. Uh, it was very touching to hear from him. Many of the things he said, possibly I don't deserve also. But thank you, sir, for your love and affection. And I have personally felt very deeply touched by your very cordial invitation, and then you followed up along with Pratibha ma'am, and it was very nice. It was very nice, and let me tell you, when you are telling I am half Kannadiga, yeah, you will be happy that I have a very high impression about Kulkarnis, because my daughter-in-law, who is a doctor, she is also a Kulkarni. Okay, so that is another bond, you can say. Yeah, in addition to the Kannadiga one, right? Now, friends, coming to the topic straight, uh, motivational strategies for new age leaders. I'll request all of you that whatever questions that come to your mind, please write down, and you can ask me as many questions as possible, and I'll try to answer all of them. So again, thanking you very much, the management, then Mr. Kulkarni, the principal sir, and others for having given me this invitation. Let me go ahead with the topic. The topic is motivational strategies for new as leaders. So what do you mean by new age leaders? And why? See, each and every word is a very loaded word, because when I say new age, then where from this new age started, and then why do I say leader, why not manager, then what sort of strategy I am talking about. So all these points I will cover one by one, and I hope and I'll be relying heavily on NLP, because neurolinguistic programming, that is a subject which is of great interest to the management practitioners, and I learned that from Florida, USA, from their Apex Institute, World NLP Institute. Okay, so, and that I'll try to simplify for you as much as possible, so that you will understand and appreciate. Now, friends, when I say new age leaders, actually this new age, I say so with a lot of anticipation and expectation from youngsters like you, because the history has not been very kind to us. If you look at the history of our country, nearly 700 years back, we are the most powerful country in the world, along with China. Right? Our growth rate was highest, and everything was, that we are the greatest, and richest nation. But then the plunder continued. Mughal, they plundered us, not only as far as wealth is concerned, but they plundered our spirituality, our value system. And then came Britishers, and they also did. They also pursued for nearly 200 years, they also did. As a result of which, when we became independent, that time our confidence and level of self-esteem had come down very low. As a result of which, even when we became free, our founding fathers never wanted us to open the market. I'm taking you to the industry line and management line because that is what will be your future. I don't think any of you will be dreaming to go to Himalayas to become a yogi and all that. So all of you will end up in your career either in the bar or in the industry practicing law or in the industry as manager and all that, right? And I wish you all the best for that. Keeping that in mind, I am telling you that that is how that time they did not open the market. They said that we are not prepared actually. We are not prepared to face competition from across the globe. So let us not open the market. The moment we open the market, then a lot of products and services, they will come rushing in because we are, in any case, we are a huge, customer basket. So they will come rushing in and they will devour our domestic industry. So in their wisdom, what they did was they increased customs duty to a very ludicrous level of 850, 870%. As a result of which, whatever you import from abroad will become almost 500% costlier in India. They did it with all good intention. They wanted to protect the market, so they wanted to elbow out all types of competition for the Indian companies. But in the process, what happened? In the process, what happened was that whenever you give a lot of protection, then you are not doing anything good to the person. That is how it happens. We say that a child, should learn what is fire only when it touches fire. But the moment you deliver long lectures about fire, then it really kills the spirit in him. So that is how, by elbowing out competition from Indians, the biggest damage that happened was our social psychosystem that was totally conditioned to thrive on a protected market, in a protected market. And in any protection, you will find that the best will not come. Never it has happened. In a protected scenario, best comes, right? So that is what happened, that we could not export anything abroad because our goods and services, that they were so third rate that even beggarly countries like Nepal and Bangladesh, they refused to import anything from us. So the only thing we are exporting at the time was some raw hide and some iron ore and all that. Nothing else, and some spices, of course. Yeah. So except these, we are not exporting anything. And when we are not exporting anything, we are not getting any foreign exchange. And when we are not getting any foreign exchange, our position will become, because we are totally dependent on import, because whether it is importing an aeroplane or importing fertilizer or importing medicine, a lot of things we needed to import. And all these, we needed foreign exchange, which we did not have. And in our domestic industries, they were so inefficient and they were only capable of producing third-rate things, as I told you. You must have seen the shelf life of a car like Ambassador. Ambassador car survived for nearly 50 years. And do you know what is Ambassador car? It is slightly more reliable than a bullock cart, right? But still it thrived for more than 50 years because there was no competition. You look at Bajaj scooter, which was responsible in breaking my hand. I met with a serious road accident because the technology was so bad. Now it is not. After competition came, Bajaj has made the scooters very, very agile, very, very good. That's a different story. But my hand is broken in any case. So, friends, all the products and services we produced at that time was meant for only domestic consumption, and it was not meant for export. And since there was no export, no foreign exchange, and a stage came in 1991 that we had to open the market. That again happened out of compulsion. How it happened out of compulsion? Because we had, those days I was in Reserve Bank of India and I was in the department, foreign exchange control department. We just had about 7 days of foreign exchange reserve left with us. And Dr. Manmohan Singh and Narasimha Rao, both of them, they said there is no other option. Let us go to IMF to borrow in foreign exchange. And we went there and we borrowed. We decided to borrow. But then IMF said, Arey, you are a poor country. Your growth rate has never exceeded 3.3%, contemptuously branded as Hindu rate of growth by Professor Mohalanavis and others. They said that this is Hindu rate of growth. Right? So that is how they refused. And when they refused, we had to sign a lot of undertakings, mortgage, three seaports of gold, bullion, with a third party country, and then they agreed. But the agreement they asked us to sign, which Dr. Manmohan Singh and others, they signed, the first condition was opening of the market. They said, unless you bring in competition, your quality will not improve. And they said, we know that Indians, they can fight, they can win. They are very good competitors. So why have you tried to, protect them? You expose them to competition. They will fight and win. And that is how we opened the market. We reduced the customs duty from 700% to about 40% and all that. And that is how a lot of competition came within. And those days also, people are so much worried that whether we are taking right decision or not. RBI, I know RBI was growled by all opposition parties. Okay, those days I was in RBI, we had to sleep on the table for 2 days because they were not in favor of signing this agreement with IMF because they said that it will lead to another East India company taking over our country. But a beggar is not a chooser. We needed for an exchange, where from we get? We are not exporting anything. So where from we get? So ultimately, beggar is not a chooser. So we signed on the dotted line. The only good thing that happened was the story told by Dr. Manmohan Singh. When in RBI, we all, the Officers Association, we asked him, sir, you have made a mistake by signing it because there is so much of objection, this and that. You know what he said? He said, when he is in good mood, he is full of shairi and stories. So very small story he said, I'll just share with you. It is very interesting. It comes straight from him, not from me. So he said that there was a king who was very fond of crocodiles. Okay, king was very fond of crocodiles. And he dug up a very big lake in front of his palace. And then he started rearing crocodiles being brought from across the globe, from Australia, from the US, from Japan, all the places. Okay, from New Zealand. Then he fed them with a lot of mutton, chicken, beef, this and that, and they became both tagda ho gaya. Then he dropped the bombshell. The bombshell was that any young man from my kingdom who can jump into this lake and cross over to the other side without being eaten away by the crocodile, he will get half of the kingdom and my very beautiful daughter as the queen. So it was a very big temptation for all the youngsters. I don't know any of the youngsters' name there. I would have named, but anyway, XYZ. Okay, X. So, so it was a very big temptation for all the youngsters like X, Y, Z, and all that. So they will every day go near the lake. And then they will look up at in the balcony, the beautiful daughter of the king. They will get very, very motivated to jump. But that is the time they will think about their mother. Such ferocious looking crocodiles, they will eat me up. Then what will happen to my mother? My mother will cry. So everybody will try to back out. Like the 6 months went, nobody was jumping. The king was under a lot of tension. And king's daughter was also under a lot of tension because nobody is jumping. So she was wondering whether, because of the stupid commitment made by my father, am I going to remain a spinster or what? Nobody is jumping. Then one day they found that X has jumped. Then when he jumped, then, he was attacked by the crocodile, but he fought with them. He fought, fought really hard. And he was bitten black and blue, but he reached the other side. Okay, then the king came with a marigold garland and said, "Arey, my worthy son-in-law." And the obviously king's daughter was very happy, princess was happy. that at least X ho, Y ho, X ho, jo bhi ho, ek to husband mila usko, right? So that is how she was also happy. And then when there was a felicitation function to celebrate that, my ex is the bravest person in my kingdom. And then when everybody started praising X, जैसे होता है, सब लोग praise करते हैं ना. Then finally, when the mic was given to X, he said, "Before I say anything, please tell me who pushed me to the pond." Okay. So he said, "Who pushed me to the pond? Please tell me before I say anything." Right. So that is how Manmohan Singh ended his talk by saying that don't ever imagine that we Indians are so smart that we took such economic policy that IMF was happy to lend us money. No, no, no. Yeah, ye hamara majburi tha. We have been pushed into the pond of globalization. But like X, who fought with the crocodiles and he won. Like that, I have this much faith on my fellow Indians that they will also fight with the crocodile. Who is crocodile? Crocodile is the competitors coming from across the globe, right? Okay, so he said that we Indians are great fighters. We will fight and we will win. And a day will come when the whole world will be at our feet. You see the visionary spell under which he said this. And that time we are not believing it. We are thinking, अरे क्या बोल रहे हैं ये कोई सरदार जी जोक है क्या ऐसे क्यों बोल रहे हैं? When we see so many people are committing suicide for food, so many types of so much of poverty, and this man is telling that the whole world will be at the feet of Indians. Okay, but just imagine how it changed. It happened. Our growth rate reached 9 to 10%, and we came to the forefront. Till COVID struck us. So, but still, please remember one thing, that we continue to be the youngest nation. We will continue to be the youngest nation for another 20 years. The age profile of people like you, all of you, it is in the region of 27, 28 or 30 years. Whereas all countries across the globe, they are having aging population. So बुढ़े हो गए हैं. Only the youngsters, like when I go to my son in US now, then we put up a challenge that let us find out on the street how many youngsters are there, because everybody is looking old. Then whosoever will see young, either he will be a Chinese or an Indian. Okay. So what does it mean? Means the future powerhouse of the whole world is going to be India, because now Chinese are also aging. And the golden period is also getting over in another 6-7 years, when they will also be aging. But India will continue to remain the youngest country for another 20 years. So the future belongs to us, my dear friends, belongs to you. I am also in my sunset years. I cannot say it belongs to me. Yes, I will be very happy and proud to see you as winners, dictating term to the whole world, right? But that will be possible. And I'm sure it will be possible, provided you know how to take advantage of the situation. Okay? Never ever think that COVID has come as a sort of curse. Please remember that it has its own blessings also. I'll name only one or two. See, the earlier industrial revolution, it went over the head of Indians. It could not do any change to our status. Neither we are prepared technologically nor financially to take advantage of the great industrial revolution. But this revolution, we cannot let it go, my dear friends. This digital revolution, knowledge revolution, which has been ushered in, and greatly with COVID, that this is meant for India. It is going to be my generation. It is going to be my opportunity. And you youngsters, being future of this country, don't let it go. Don't let it go. Earlier, as far as knowledge revolution is concerned, digital revolution is concerned, we are always at the forefront. Try to maintain that lead. And COVID has only smoothened it. Don't blame COVID for all the bad things. Yes, this has happened. But please remember that there are many crises that has happened in the past. I can list out, starting with plague, okay, Bengal famine, so many things, there are there. But please remember, crisis does not come with a definition of its own. You give a definition to it by deciding to respond the way you do, right? You give it a definition by deciding to respond the way you do. If you respond positively, then crisis becomes your friend. If you respond negatively, it crushes you under its feet and you become part of the dust. So the choice is yours. Now, how to respond positively? So far, this COVID, we have responded very positively. Okay, yeah, I see Abhishek Jaiswal now. Yeah, I was looking forward to somebody's name Abhishek while giving that example of that story of Dr. Manmohan Singh. Yeah, Abhishek, you will continue to be my example for this session. Yeah, good. Acha. So friends, see, so that is why even if COVID, you may be thinking that, but it has brought in a lot of good for our country and for youngsters like you. First of all, if you look at the death profile out of COVID, people, those who have died, almost 90% are above the age of 60. And youngsters have hardly been affected, right? So COVID has been so kind to you, really, because COVID knew that you are the future of this country and we are going to do wonders for this country so that the country remains in the forefront for many years to come, right? So don't always blame COVID. Second thing is, you see, there are many areas where it has brought in so much of change in your thinking. Now, can you imagine that, Amazon celebrated and they sent some gift to my house also because we have ordered possibly a lot of, articles by Amazon, or my sons, they have sent from outside. So because of which my name was there, they sent a small gift. Then I asked why. They said, sir, today we have completed recruiting 56,000 people in this country. Just imagine. A company which was recruiting about 3,000 to 4,000 per year now completed recruiting 56,000 people. So don't think that job has gone. Job has gone from particular sectors, from particular domains, but it has been created elsewhere. You have to look as a country to the overall situation, and your dependence on knowledge skill, your digital skill, that is going up. And I like Kulkarni sir had introduced, that I worked in Reserve Bank of India at a senior position, and I'll tell you, and I was the in charge in the currency printing press also. So we have always found the cost of currency printing is so high because everything is imported, and then there is a lot of duplicate notes. They are getting printed in by Pakistan and China and all that. So we will have to improve the technology every year so that counterfeit notes, they cannot overtake the real notes, the original notes. So we are trying to initiate a sort of revolution, or a sort of movement, I should say, not revolution, that everybody should try to be more digitalized. But believe me, friend, that was not happening because you Indians are so much fond of real notes, currency notes, crisp notes in your hand. And then, of course, there was pool of black money. Black money can happen only with currency notes. But COVID changed that game. Now even the vegetable vendor, if you want to give him currency note, he says, sir, मेरे को Google Pay कर दीजिए, मेरे को phone pay पे payment कीजिए. I don't want to touch this note because there may be virus in this currency note. So what sort of change? So people in RBI, they are dancing and celebrating. What we could not do, COVID has done it for us, right? The digital transaction has increased so much for each and everything. Even for 10 rupees, 20 rupees, you want to pay by Google Pay, right? So there are many I can cite now. and the type of innovation that has happened as far as the digital side is concerned. So look at it as a sort of opportunity. All of you, never feel frustrated. Never feel frustrated. Try to look at it as opportunity and come up with new startups based on different types of digital platform. And it is possible. In my college, we are doing it, and I think you should be doing it also. Now, I am not. Then why I am not used managers? Because in such a turbulent situation, we need people with a lot of creativity and innovation. And when people, they use a lot of creativity and innovation to create value for the country, for the society, for themselves. They are not managers, they are leaders. Okay, so they are not managers, they are leaders. They become leaders. And that is why I have used deliberately the word leader. Because I want to see all of you as leaders in days to come, creating a lot of value addition to the country, to yourself, to your family, right? That is what you should do. And I don't want to see you as manager. A manager's job is very, very, very specified. इतना काम करना है, बस उसके बाद आराम से घर जाओ. No, no, no. I want you to dream big. I want you to dream big and change all your dream with passion. Passion, passion. Right? Dream big, never dream small. That is why the greatest management guru, Peter Drucker, he had said that the greatest tragedy of human life, please understand it very clearly. The greatest tragedy of human life is not that we dream big and miss it, but we dream small and achieve it. Our tragedy is that we dream small and achieve it, my dear friends. Never dream small, dream big. And change your dream with all passion. Passion. उसका दूसरा कोई इंग्लिश वर्ड ही नहीं है. And if you want to translate it, possibly it can be पागलपन, नहीं तो जुनून, जो भी है. And believe me, friends, when you change your dream with all the passion, and suppose you make a mistake, then that mistake does not remain mistake. Okay, it becomes right, R-I-G-S-T. You know how? Do you know, you must have read in your history that Columbus never wanted to discover America. He wanted to discover India, India, India alone. So when he reached American shore, he reached by mistake. So reaching American shore was not a mistake, but a blunder for him. And then when he saw all red looking people coming out of the shore, then he was confused. He said, अरे मैं तो किताब में पढ़ा था इंडियन सब काले काले होते हैं, ये सब लाल लाल आदमी किधर से आ गए? Okay, but his passion was so strong, his junoon was so strong that he will discover India. He said, no, they are Indians. They may be red Indians. And that is why, my dear friends, the aborigines of America are still called red Indians because a man called Columbus had committed the blunder of reaching the wrong place. Now my question to all of you is, whether this blunder prevented his name, from being written in golden letters in the annals of history? No. He would have been equally famous if he would have discovered India. So, my dear friends, what is the difference between right and wrong? There is no difference between right and wrong. Only your thinking makes it so. So, thinking is so powerful. If it thinks this is wrong, then you are thinking that it is wrong. Your thinking makes it so. So, that is why never be afraid of experimenting things in your life. And you try to experiment everything, and if your passion is very strong, then you will find that all mistakes, they will become right, and all weaknesses will become strength. All your weaknesses will become strength. Again, I'll tell you another example that I know personally. Okay, so there was one boy, जो हकलाता है, who stammers, he cannot talk properly, right? But unfortunately, poor guy, he has his two brothers, sister, old parents, and very poor guy. He was struggling, but he has just passed BA or BSc or become whatever. Then in that village, there was one salesperson, one general manager sales working in a Bible selling company. The company prints Bible and sells. In that company, this fellow is a sales manager. So when he came home, then this fellow caught hold of his feet and said, Dada, please give me a job. Nahi to my people will die. Then he said, I understand your problem, but I am into sales. This is a big lesson for all of you, my dear friends, those who are studying management BBA or BBM, whatever I saw. Okay. And for all of you, rather, I don't distinguish between somebody who has studied MBA, that's why he can be a great manager, others may not. No, nothing like that. Okay. Dhirubhai Ambani never studied MBA, right? And you know what he created, empire, the type of empire he had created. So never go under that impression. But what I'm telling is, you just remember this. So this guy said, Arey, I'm into sales. So what are you going to do? In sales, communication is very important. बात करना बहुत important होता है. तू तो बात ही नहीं कर पा रहा है, तू तो हकलाता है. हाँ, what are you going to do? I cannot give you any job. तो ये आदमी पैर पकड़ के रोता रहा. Then that fellow said, what to do? ये तो नचोड़ बंदा है. तो ठीक है. So he chalked out a strategy. He said, I'll put this man as in charge in a sterile territory where everybody is an atheist, they don't believe in any religion, and not a single Bible has been sold in the last 10 years. I'll put him in that territory to sell and link his sales to the commission so that he cannot sell anything and then he himself will run away. I don't have to throw him out of the job. Okay. Yes, so that is what I see. Some more names, Kunal, Surwade, and MA. Yeah, right, good. So he planned that. But actually what happened was just the reverse. What happened was after 3 months, he ended up selling nearly 20,000 copies of Bibles in that territory where nobody was able to sell even one copy. So there was a big, very big function. Everybody, felicitated him, and then they increased his salary, and everything good happened. Then people praised. Then ultimately, mic was given to him. कि आप बोलो, आप इतना बड़ा जादू कैसे कर दिया? आप तो बात ही नहीं कर पाते हो. आप कैसे जाके मैजिक करके इतना बेच दिया? Do you know what he replied? This is very interesting. He said, "Oh, हकलाता है ना, बात नहीं कर पाता है." तो he said, I have not done anything. I'll just go and knock the door of all the householders. And the moment I start knocking, the householder will come and open the door. Then I'll say, don't buy this Bible. He will open the pages of the Bible, one copy, and he will say, don't buy this Bible. I'll read it for you. I'll read it for you. And that is the time the lady of the house, who are generally very kind-hearted, she comes and she sees this. Then she is so much overtaken by sympathy with a lot of compassion that he says, my dear friend, please, I can see so much of pain and agony on your face. On you are saying, I'll read it for you. Don't read it, I'll buy it. Don't read it. Don't take the trouble of reading it, I'll buy it. And that is how he ended up selling 20,000 copies of Bibles. So please remember, it was a weakness for that boy. Not to be able to talk, stammering, that was a weakness. But he converted that weakness to strength because he had a strong passion. I want all of you to have that sort of pagalpan, junoon, strong karunga, dikhaunga tere ko karke. That is called junoon. Okay, you should have that pagalpan. Then you will find that the whole world is at your feet. I say so, my dear friends, because I am also a farmer's son, coming from almost a very poor family. and there was no support system for me. But as Kulkarni have read, I have changed at least 6 very high profile jobs, and I have achieved name, fame, money, everything I have achieved. I ended up being director in 5 companies, right? So it is not a small achievement, and this achievement has happened for only one word: PASSION, passion. So dream big and chase your dream with passion, and you will find the whole world is at your feet. This is my request to all of you, my dear young friends. Create history for yourself and for the country. We are all waiting to see that happen. Right. Now let us go through the slides also. Yeah. How do I go to the next slide, Pratima ma'am? Hello. How do I go to the next slide? Who is hearing me?
Sir, you need to press F5, presentation mode.
Sorry.
Just press F5, function 5, F5, presentation mode. F5 on the top tab, presentation mode. Then the side arrows or mouse click. Navigating the slide, the side arrows or mouse click.
Side arrow I am pressing, but I am not able to go.
You are not in the presentation mode, sir. It is
no, whatever mode that I discussed that time, na.
F5. First press F5, sir.
F5. Okay. F5. Then but F5 is showing the volume.
No. F5.
F5 is showing the volume. How do I go to the next slide?
Nandi sir.
Click on that.
No. I'll have to come out with my own method.
Nandi sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Towards the percentage.
I think I'll be able to go do it like this. So don't worry. I'll take care of myself. Don't worry. Yeah. So the next slide is this. So next slide is winner. As I told you, that I want to see all of you as winners, because you will be winning not only for yourself but for my country, my beloved country, which has suffered so badly in the hands of history. History has been so unfair to us, and we never deserved it, but still it became so unfair to us. So you should take a sweet revenge against history, and that is how you'll do, by becoming winners, all of you. I want to see our Abhishek Jaiswal. I hope he's a student there. Abhishek, with this sort of flag fluttering, right? Yeah. So now come to this. So how will you achieve it? Yeah, another point I should clarify to you. When I talk of motivation, please remember that I am not taking you to theory. Being a professor of management, I can talk for hours on Maslow's theory, Harvard's theory, and all that. I am not going to do that. I have simplified it. What is motivation, by the way? Motivation is the art of empowering somebody to achieve much more than he believes he is capable of. Please remember this. To achieve much more than he believes he is capable of. Like our friend Abhishek or Tejashwini, I see her name. I don't know, she must be a student also. So suppose our friend Tejashwini, I ask her that how many kilometers you can run in 1 hour? She says, sir, I can run 5 kilometers. Now I do some magic with her, either positively motivating or negatively motivating. Let us not get into that. But I start doing some magic with her, because of which she runs 9 kilometers or 7 kilometers. So 7 kilometers minus 5 kilometers, that 2 kilometers is the role of motivation. Because she herself had said, I can run, sir, only 5 kilometers. I did some jadoo, because of which she ran 7 kilometers. That jadoo is the motivation, right? It very simply I put. Now, this motivation can come from external source, like I did with her, Or I am not talking about that, because the moment you look at a motivator to motivate you, then what is happening is you are putting your life on hostage to somebody else. That unless he motivates me, I cannot achieve anything. I am not on that. I am now telling you how to self-motivate yourself. The entire atmosphere surrounding around you may be highly demotivating, as it is now with COVID. Okay, so entirely demotivating, a lot of depression, a lot of frustration is around you. So who is coming to motivate you? You should know how to motivate yourself. And how you will do that, that is what we will discuss. Because never allow your life to be hostage to somebody else. The moment you are allowing your life to be as a hostage to somebody, then actually what is happening is you are becoming a slave. Don't be a slave. You become a master and remain a master all through your life. So this is what the Chinese guru, Lao Tzu, he had said, he who conquers others is strong, but he who conquers himself is mighty. So he said that he who conquers others is strong, right? But he who conquers himself is mighty. The question is, how do you conquer yourself? How do you conquer yourself? I agree that conquering yourself is very important to be successful in life. But how do you conquer yourself? You conquer yourself only by programming your mind to inevitable success. And how do you do that? We'll talk about it. Right. Yeah. So these are the friends, these are the 10 core beliefs unique to all peak performing people. Which are the 10 beliefs? Winners are not born, they are made. Earlier, it was believed that winners are born. Winners are born, right? They cannot be made. They are always born. That is why you used to say, "Are ye Pataudi ka ladka hi cricket khelega." Okay, Prince of Calcutta will play cricket because there is royal blood in them. Okay, Tendulkar bhi khelega, aur koi nahi khelega. So when you saw people like Dhoni was a poor TT in Ranchi station. Okay, and like Munaf Patel, उसका पिताजी कोई मस्जिद में सफाई कर रहे थे, फट्टा चप्पल पहन के वो क्रिकेट खेलने के लिए टेस्ट मैच में चला जाता था. So when these type of people are coming forward, or for that matter myself, I was supposed to be tilling land in the field. Okay, so when people like us, they come forward, they make place for themselves, then you will be forced to believe that winners are not born, they are made. They can be made. Like I am telling that I can make all of you winners. Winners not only for yourself, but for the whole country. It is possible. It is possible to make somebody winner. And how? We'll discuss now briefly. So the dominant force in your existence is the thinking you engage in. I have told you that the type of thinking you engage, that gets configured in your mindset, in your subconscious. Subconscious is like a spectrum. In that spectrum, there will be etched. Your thinking gets etched. And body is a slave of the mind. When you repeatedly think that, it gets so permanently sketched that you try to be that. Like suppose it would have been permanently sketched in my memory, my subconscious or somebody else's subconscious, that तेरा पिताजी तो ऐसा है, तू ऐसा ही करेगा, तू पकौड़ा बेचेगा, तू ऐसा करेगा, वो करेगा, राइट, वो पकौड़ा बेचने के लिए ही चला जाएगा, उसका कोई प्रॉब्लम, बिकॉज बॉडी इज ए स्लेव ऑफ द माइंड. प्लीज रिमेंबर, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज आप लाइफ में याद रखना. बॉडी इज ए स्लेव ऑफ द माइंड. आप माइंड को जो फीड करोगे, बॉडी उसको ही फॉलो करेगा. Right, so that is why the dominant force in your existence is the thinking you engage in. So think positively. There is not a single situation where there is no positivity. I gave you the example of COVID. Okay, such a depressing situation, such a deadly situation, और उसके अंदर क्या positivity है मैं आपको बताया अभी. So like that, all situations in life, they will have some positivity in it. So think positive. You are empowered to create your own reality. How? Suppose you think positive instead of negative, then the positivity is getting etched in your subconscious. And that subconscious is dictating your body to achieve that. And when you achieve it because of the continuous hammering of positive thought to your subconscious. So do that. So there is some benefit to be had from every adversity. I have given you the example how the benefits are there even for a situation like COVID. So there is some benefit to be had from every adversity. From today onwards, my dear friends, ask yourself कि इसमें मेरे लिए क्या है? आपका पैर टूट गया, हाथ टूट गया, सर फोड़ गया. That time ask this question: what is there for me in this? I clearly remember after one of my motivational lectures in Bangalore, then one who was attending, he met with a road accident. He was driving car, met with a road accident in Karnataka, and then his left hand was broken. And in right hand he was calling me, and he was telling, sir, आपने बोला था कि in any adversity ask yourself what is there for me. Sir, मैं तो पूरा रास्ते में इधर पड़ा हूँ, कोई नहीं है, and I am bleeding. Tell me what is here for me. I immediately said, God has been so kind to not to break your right hand. You are able to do everything, and including making a good call to me in your right hand. And you are not dead, you are alive, and you will remain alive for many more years to come to create history. So that is why never feel that there is nothing for you. Then I gave a talk for 5 minutes, and he felt very good. And after some time, the ambulance came, and then he became very happy. And till today also, whenever I go to Bangalore, he will be in the airport to receive me first, take me to his home, never allowing me to stay in the hotel. Right, friends, please change your mindset. Change your mindset. कुछ भी गड़बड़ होता है, पूछो इसमें मेरे लिए क्या है. Like my friend, what is his, Kunal. Somebody's name I saw, student Kunal. So Kunal is ditched by his girlfriend. So my dear friend Kunal, wherever you are, please listen to me. You must be in the audience. Suppose it happens, then as it happens with most of you, आप कविता लिखना शुरू कर दोगे, देवदास बन जाओगे, ओके, नहीं तो फ्रस्ट्रेटेड होके सुसाइड कर दोगे, परेशान करोगे अपने माँ को, रुलाओगे, दाढ़ी छोड़ दोगे, है ना? Yes. Please don't do that. Just feed only one positive thought in your mind that possibly she never deserved me, and maybe somebody much better is waiting for me. Okay, and believe me, this is going to happen. For all adversities in your life like this, try to ask this question to yourself, that in this adversity, what is there for me? You will get an answer. If you do not get an answer like that boy, you call me and you abuse me, you curse me. I am prepared for that, but I stand by my conviction. Okay. So each of your belief is a choice. Okay, you always make a choice. You are not an animal that you believe you behave by instinct. You don't behave by instinct. All the choices are given to you. Like now, our friend Samnani Barkha, I see her. Yeah, I see Samnani Barkha, ma'am. Then suddenly both of us we fight, and suppose I decide that I'll I'll give her a slap. I'll not do that, madam. I'm sorry. Suppose I do that. Just remember how many choices I would have thought. Suppose she has been very rude to me. She has abused me. I could have complained it to the principal. I could have complained it to the Kulkarni sir, or I could have complained it to the police. I could have done so many things. But out of that, if I have made a choice that I will slap, it's a very bad choice, rotten choice. But this choice has been made by me. Nobody else has forced me to do that. What does it mean? It means that I am capable of making a good choice. So if she was bad to me, rude to me, suppose I would have just smiled and smiled and smiled, that would have been a good choice also. I did not do that. I did not do that. Possibly henceforth I will do it. That is how. Please remember that each of your belief is a choice out of a series of choices. God is very kind to give us a series of choices. And whatever choice you make, you have to take responsibility for that. Like if I have given a slap and then possibly she and her friends, they come and beat me up, they put me in the jail, then that is the consequence I have to face. I should be prepared for that, right? You are never defeated until you accept defeat as reality and decide to stop trying. ये बहुत powerful sentence है, my dear friends. I'll request all of you, please write this in a board and put in front of your study table. Look at it every day. It is so inspiring. It had inspired me the most. You are never defeated until you have accepted defeat as reality and decide to stop trying. Please remember, you are never defeated without your consent. Think for a while, because I do a lot of counseling for the cancer patients and their relatives in Tata Memorial. So there I have seen 3 cancer patients or 5 cancer patients, ladies suffering from the same cancer and same doctor treating them, and he is giving the same medicine, but out of 5, 2 will die within 1 month or 2 months. And another 3, they are surviving for next 10 years. I have seen this. You tell me why the medical science has no answer for this. Okay, my son, daughter-in-law, both are doctors, and son is a cancer surgeon. He himself, he says, yeah, there is no answer for this, because they are suffering from same cancer, same stage, same doctor, same medicine. Then one lives for 15 years, 10 years, and the other person is dying in 2 months, because those who are dying in 2 months, they have allowed their mind to be overtaken by the thought that अरे ये तो कैंसर हो गया, इसमें तो क्योर नहीं है, वो नहीं है, मैं तो मरने वाला हूँ, चलो मैं मरने के लिए जा रहा हूँ, मैं ग्रेव की तरफ जा रहा हूँ, मेरे साथ कोई गुड बाय बोलने के लिए आ रहे हो तो आओ, नहीं तो मैं जा रहा हूँ, बस फिनिश. Where is the other 3 who survived? They are telling, you see, she is telling that मैं मर जाऊंगी तो मेरे बच्चे अनाथ हो जाएंगे. My husband is such an useless fellow, he cannot even make a cup of tea. He will become a beggar. My father, who is a heart patient, he will die. My mother-in-law, who is a paralytic person, totally dependent on me, वो क्या करेगी? वो तो suicide कर देगी. So तुम कैंसर हो, जो भी हो, मैं मरने वाली नहीं हूँ. So what has happened? She has programmed her mind, her subconscious, as I gave you the example earlier. Subconscious में जो etching होता है ना, वो etch कर दिया subconscious में कि मैं मरने वाली नहीं हूँ. So cancer will come and salute her, and that is how she will live for 15 years, 10 years, and all. So please remember, you are never defeated without your consent. Never give this consent to anybody to defeat you. Believe me, victory will come to you today or tomorrow. Okay? Yeah. You already possess the ability to excel in at least one key area of your life. Never think that you are useless. Please think for a while why God created you as human being. He could have created, suppose he would have created you a chicken, then you would have ended in my plate. If you would have created you as मछली, तो मैं तो पहले उसको पकड़ के खा लेता, right? If you would have created you as tiger, then you would have been pouncing on all these other animals and all that. The fact that he has created you as man, the supreme creation, that means he has done it with a lot of expectation. Okay, expectation. And if you do not fulfill that expectation, then he is not going to commit this mistake in your second birth. He will see to it that आप next birth में कुत्ता, बिल्ली, चिड़िया कुछ भी पैदा हो, or somebody else will pounce on you and will chop you. You have seen now what happens to chicken on a Sunday. Just you raise your finger and it is chopped to pieces. Just you raise your finger, it is chopped to pieces. And this thing may happen to you in your next birth, my dear student friends. So you may end up taking birth as chicken in your next birth. So moral of the story is, take this life as human being very, very seriously and try to achieve all that you wanted, you have dreamt. And believe me, if whatever you have dreamt and chased with all passion, they are going to happen. They are going to happen. Because the supreme creation as human being, never allow it to go waste. Okay? So you always, so never tell somebody is useless. If somebody you feel he is not good for something, then just it should become a topic of research for you. कि नंदी सर तो बोले थे उसमें कुछ ना कुछ चीज होगा, क्या है इसमें, एक बार सोच के देखते हैं, आप रिसर्च कीजिए, then you will find in some area he is very good at. He must be very good in some area, right? So the only real limitations on what you can accomplish in your life are those you impose on yourself. Yeah, my dear friends, you impose on yourself. कि मेरे को, the moment I will tell now, Samnani madam that madam kindly sing a song, she will say नहीं 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 मेरे को गाना नहीं आता है. नहीं तो बोलेगी मैं आज गला खराब है मैं कल गाऊंगा. ओके गाऊंगी. ओके मैं बोलूंगा आप थोड़ा डांस कर दीजिए ना, डांस में नहीं आज नहीं कर पाऊंगा कल देखूंगी. राइट? why is she saying so? Why is she saying so? और अभिषेक को मैं बोलूंगा अभिषेक प्लीज डांस हियर नाउ. ओके देन अभिषेक विल से नहीं सर मेरे से नहीं होता है सर, मेरे से नहीं हो. You tell me why he is not dancing. Because number one, he is thinking that मैं डांस करूंगा तो लोग क्या कहेंगे, मेरा डांस तो इतना अच्छा नहीं होगा, और मैडम भी सोच रही है मैं तो डांस नहीं है, गाना नहीं गा पाऊंगी. Right? But think for a while, have I told Barkha madam that you sing like Lata Mangeshkar? I have never said. Or have I told Abhishek that you dance like Michael Angel? Yeah. You say you dance like this? I have never said. Or you dance like Prabhudeva? I have never said. I have asked Abhishek to dance like Abhishek, Abhishek and Abhishek alone. Nothing more, nothing less. Then he should not hesitate. The moment I said, Abhishek, can you dance? Oh, yes, sir, I can dance. And he will dance. After the dance, suppose कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, वाले लोग बोलेंगे अरे डांस क्या किया, फालतू किया. Abhishek's answer will be, go to hell, it is my life. And I am dancing like Abhishek, Abhishek and Abhishek alone. And I am not such an inferior creature that I'll imitate a stupid idiot like Prabhudeva or somebody else. I'll dance like Abhishek, Abhishek and Abhishek. Either you accept it or go to hell. Right? Same thing madam should tell also. Okay? That it is my life. I'll sing the way I want. And either you accept or go to hell. That is none of my concern. जिस दिन ये बात आप कर लोगे माय डियर स्टूडेंट फ्रेंड्स, ये दुनिया में कोई भी ताकत नहीं आपको दबा देगा. बिकॉज योर सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस इज दैट व्हाट मैटर्स द मोस्ट. द डे आप इस तरह जवाब दे के अपने को कंट्रोल करोगे ना, द होल वर्ल्ड विल बी एट योर फीट. प्लीज डू दैट. So there is nothing limitation. God has created, God has given you all the things. Like मैं अगर अभिषेक के घर गया था, बेटा वो 3 साल का था, then I told अभिषेक कि अरे बेटा थोड़ा डांस करो ना. Do you think he would have hesitated? He would not have hesitated. He would have danced the way he wanted. He knew. आज क्यों कर रहा है? Because आज लोग सब लोग क्या कहेंगे वाला थियोरी, इसमें से बचिए, इसमें से बचिए लोग क्या कहेंगे. बिकॉज काल अगर अभिषेक का पैर टूट जाएगा और हॉस्पिटल में होगा, ये जितने सब लोग क्या कहेंगे वाले लोग, एक भी कोई हॉस्पिटल देखने के लिए नहीं जाएगा. सिर्फ उसके पेरेंट्स जाएंगे, उसके भाई बहन जाएंगे, और उसके अगर 3-4 गर्लफ्रेंड है ये लोग जाएंगे, और कोई नहीं जाएंगे. सो दैट इज व्हाई ही शुड नॉट बॉदर व्हाट अदर्स थिंक अबाउट हिम. ही शुड ट्राई टू अचीव व्हाटएवर he has to in this life, because this life is very short. Okay, right? Then there cannot be great success without great commitments. There cannot be great success without great commitments. Your commitment comes from your passion. Once you have a very strong passion, your commitment will come automatically. You will be totally rooted into that goal. You need the support and cooperation of other people to achieve any worthwhile goal. Okay, you need the support and cooperation of other people, that who are the people who will support you to achieve. You try to cultivate them. So imagine what your world would begin to look like if you held these beliefs and made them a part of your life. Okay. Yeah, madam. Actually, can you tell me up to what time I can continue so that I'll try to, because I think I have slightly overshot the time. Up to what time I can continue?
Sir, there
Sir,
is
you
no
can
time limit for you.
Hello.
There is absolutely no time limit for you.
Yes, sir. Ajit, sir.
Absolutely no time limit for you.
No, I'm not able to hear you. I think you are muted.
Hello, sir. You can continue. There is no time limit.
Tell me.
So there is no time limit, sir.
Yeah, Pratibha ma'am.
You can continue, sir. No time
What is
limit.
your outer limit?
Sir, you whatever time you can take till 6:30, it's
Hello.
fine.
I am not able to hear you, sir. But
Sir, no
anyway,
time.
Sir,
No
there
time.
is
Please continue.
let me try to cut short as much as possible. Okay, because now the concept into which I am going, that is neuro-linguistic programming, which is a very powerful management technique. Okay, for success in life, that will require some time. Otherwise, I will skip that, or maybe very briefly I will tell you.
Sir,
Right?
are we audible to you? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Yeah. No, I'm not able to hear any of you. So let me go ahead. But you can hear me now. Gauri Atre, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Gauri.
Yes, sir. I'm hearing you.
You people can hear me now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Sir, everyone can hear you.
You people can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hopefully yes. Yeah. No.
Pratibha, can you just give a call to sir and say there is no time limit? Or you would like to have a second session also from him?
Yes, sir. We'll do that.
Yeah, just phone up and tell sir. Pratibha, do it, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can have a second session also. No problem.
Hello.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Kulkarni sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Hello. Are Pratibha ma'am, from your side, no sound is coming. All of you are able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear.
Yes, sir. We are able to hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think
Yes,
let
sir.
him reconnect.
Okay, good. Then it is good because I have no problem. I was only wondering whether you have any stipulated time frame. Okay. Yeah, so the ideal thing would be, because this neuro-linguistic program, it will take some time. It will take nearly 1 hour. So what I'll do is I'll briefly touch upon it, and then you fix another session for this. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, friends. I'm able to talk to Pratibha ma'am now, and she has given her ruling, and I fully respect her views. So I'll briefly touch upon it, and I'll take another session for the use of NLP for your, leadership quality. That will be another session. But I'll cover it briefly here because that has a lot of relevance to this motivation. Right? Now, what is neuro-linguistic programming? Yeah, this is something, which this concept, it has revolutionized management, it has revolutionized leadership skill, everything. So this is, this how it took its origin. If I tell you, then you'll understand how important it is. See, Dr. Richard Bandler, who was a, medical EA, so he was attending a seminar like this, like you are attending today. And then after the seminar was being addressed by one Chinese guru, Jain guru. And once the seminar was over, then the Jain guru said that today we have learned something, because Chinese also, they are like Indians, they respect learning. Like we say Saraswati, they do not say Saraswati, because I have gone many times and I have seen how they respect learning. And so he said that you please stand up and pray to your respective gods and goddesses for giving you an opportunity of learning today. So everybody stood up. And then Dr. Bandler saw that one lady in her 30s, she stood up, but she was tottering. And she was very excited and she was telling, see, I can stand, see, I can stand. Then Dr. Bendler took her by side and asked, hey, what is so great about it, madam, that you are so excited when you stood? She then pointed out to the wheelchair in which she was sitting. She was all along sitting in the wheelchair. So she said that when she was 7 to 8 year old, that time she was traveling with her parents to an exotic place. And on the way, there was a road accident, and the accident was so strong that his spinal cord got totally damaged. Then her parents took her to all the big surgeons across the globe, and all of them, they said that the spinal cord is so badly crushed that it cannot be reconstructed. So she has to be in the wheelchair for her whole life. So never tell her to stand because she will fall down and possibly she will get injured. She cannot stand because her spinal cord is totally gone. So she says that now in the last 20 years, I have never tried to stand. I have all along been, in the wheelchair only. But the important point is here, sir, for all of you. He said that, but today what happened to me, I do not know. He said, today what happened to me, I do not know. I stood up. I stood up. Then this Dr. Richard Bandler, who was such an eminent professor of mathematics in the University of Santa Cruz in US, he forgot about mathematics. He said, this is the most interesting challenge for me to find out what happened to her today. Then she did a lot of research. Then he got another friend who was a linguist. Okay, so then both of them, they came to this conclusion, which became the backbone of this great management theory called Neurolinguistic programming, on which I'll give a special session for you, not today, just I'm giving you the outlines today, because it will take nearly 1.5 hours itself. So he said, so that is how he said that what happened to, they found out that when all the doctors for 20 years, they were continuously hammering it in her subconscious that never try to stand, never try to stand, never try to stand. You cannot stand because your spinal cord is totally crushed. So this was getting continuously etched, re-etched, C-etched in her subconscious. That means the subconscious got programmed through the Pavlov's theory of conditioning. Many of you, those who are studying psychology, they will know well. Otherwise, in my next session, I will explain. So through Pavlov's theory of conditioning, so her subconscious got programmed and conditioned that since I cannot stand again, this is the opinion of so many 50, 60 eminent surgeons across the globe, I should never try to stand also. Today, this Jain Guru was talking on the power of mind, and he used some of the techniques which have been incorporated in NLP now, and one or two techniques have little bit of effect on your mind. So through that, the mind was controlled, and the negative programming that was in the mind, that I cannot stand in life, that got obliterated, that got obviated, as a result of which she never was under the hangover of the subconscious mind, and it became free. And when it became free, like she was asked to stand, she stood. So that is how these two gentlemen came to the conclusion that if you can program somebody's mind the way you want, then the result will be that, because body is a slave of the mind. Body cannot do anything other than obeying the dictates of the mind. So all of you, my dear friends, if you want to be winners, if you want to achieve glory in your life, name, fame, money, everything you want to achieve, please start programming your mind for inevitable success. And that is what I'll talk to you in my next class on NLP, how you can do that. Okay, so this is neuro. So neuro part is possibly, that our neurological system comprises of billions and billions of dot-like substances. Okay, and these are called neurons. And each and every neuron is repository of some memory, and it starts dictating the body. Like suppose one of the girls, I found somebody's name Gauri. Suppose Gauri is traveling by the local train and she finds that, one fellow, a very taklu person, a bald-headed fellow, is trying to come very closer to Gauri. So what is happening? The neuron in her mind is recording. These taklus are bad because because this taklu was bad. So it has prompted her mind to record that taklus are bad. And next time she also sees a very innocent looking taklu, bald-headed fellow, the same neuron will prompt her. Dekho, taklu aa gaya, please take care, right? But he is a very innocent taklu. So his mind is getting, totally controlled by this thought. Okay, that is what we call is coding, decoding, and recoding. So initially it was coded that taklus are bad, and it got recoded when he saw another taklu also. But it can be decoded also. One day, suppose he is in distress, Gauri is in distress, and one taklu comes and helps her a lot, takes her to the hospital, उसको दूध पिलाता है, juice पिलाता है, ये करता है. Then the same mind, the same neuron is getting decodified. As a result of which, don't be surprised one day, suppose both of them they run away and get married. So this is how the neuron works in our mind. That is the neurological system. Then what is linguistic? Linguistic is also, you when you speak something, ये बहुत important है. Okay, बहुत important है. Because in your interview also, whenever you go to face the interview, you will find that you are answering in correct English, that is good enough. It is not so, my dear friend. Please remember that each and every word has hypnotic value that we call hypnotic index. Like suppose I ask you that how was the scenery of the forest? Okay, you say it was beautiful. Then the hypnotic index of the word beautiful is just 4. But the moment you answer, oh, it was amazing, the hypnotic index of the word amazing is 9. So, there is no prize for guessing that you should use the word amazing more instead of beautiful or interesting, right? So that is how, language plays a very important role in your success in life. And your secret remains how to choose the right word which have got high hypnotic index. Please add the body language with that also, because body language conveys much more than language, because language after repeated use, they lose their luster, they lose their poignance, they lose their effectiveness. Isliye, when I was a student, in my student days, one of my friends, he told one of the girls in the class, during my days, talking to girl was considered to be a very big achievement because nobody was daring to talk. So one of my friends, he told one girl, I love you. And it became such a big news in the campus that everybody started telling, Are ye na usko I love you, I love you. Because nobody was daring to say this. But today, if somebody comes and tells any of the girls in the class that I love you, do you think she will be impressed? She will say, हाँ मेरे को तो 10-12 लोग बोल चुके हैं, तुम 13 आदमी हो, ठीक है, तुम्हारे पास एक्स्ट्रा क्या है? So what I am trying to tell you, friends, is the word love has lost its significance. It has lost its value. It has lost its utility after repeated use. Repeatedly, आप कुत्ता बिल्ली चिड़िया को I love you बोलते बोलते love word का सत्यानाश कर चुके हो. That means if you want to be successful, you have to find out another word which can replace love with more intensity and more passion. Again, bringing you to passion, right? So how to choose the right words in your interview to be successful? How to come up with the right body language to be successful? आपका आंख को इंटरव्यू बोर्ड मेंबर लोगों के साथ कैसे आप घुमाना चाहिए? आई कांटेक्ट कैसे करना चाहिए, आपको सब लोग बोलेंगे आई कांटेक्ट करो, आई कांटेक्ट करो, आई कांटेक्ट करो. Yes, that is a fact. Eye contact plays a very important role because I have interviewed so many people and I do it today also. In many of the interview boards, they invite me as an expert. So the moment the candidate is coming and making eye contact with you, he is sending a message or she is sending a message. And if the message is complimentary, suppose I find that, this boy looks to be very simple and there is a lot of character in his eyes, and he makes eye contact with me, then I am very favorably disposed. So I'll try to ask him questions that he can answer. But when somebody else comes, जिसके साथ eye contact is not becoming complimentary, it is very, very adversarial in the sense, उसका आंख छटपट कर रहा है, then I am getting a feeling ये बहुत चालू है, ये आएगा तो गड़बड़ करने वाला है. Then what I'll do, I'll try to test his ignorance. I'll ask him, okay, Mr. X, what is the weight of moon? Neither he knows what is the weight nor I know, but poor boy is rejected. That is what I'm telling. Most of the time, the questions are selected on the basis of body language, on the basis of message you are sending through your body language. The message that you are sending through your body language, this is a vast area. And this possibly, maybe sometimes in physical situation when we meet, I'll explain to you. And maybe some sort of training will also be required. Okay, then yeah, ये तो हो गया है. Yes. Then neuro I have explained to you. Linguistic I have explained to you. Then programming is when you do it repeatedly in the conscious mind. You see, conscious mind is only 7%. Okay, conscious mind is just 7%. Okay. And subconscious mind is 38% and unconscious mind is 55%, right? But the magic here is that if you repeat something in the conscious mind, it slowly comes to the subconscious mind, and subconscious mind, it gets conditioned and it gets aged, as a result of which what happens is it dictates body to do it. That is how you try to follow your goal and you do that. Unconscious mind, we have not been able to explore much, though recently some of the guys, they have done a lot of work on dream harvesting, how to harvest your dream, which is now helping in a lot of creativity and innovation. Okay, we'll talk later. Then then so comes left brain, that is the brain of certainty, right brain is the brain of uncertainty. Okay, so right brain is the brain of uncertainty, but that is the brain of possibility. Because the moment somebody says my future is uncertain, like I knew in my childhood that my future is uncertain, then I thought that, okay, then there is a lot of possibility. I can do anything in life. Okay, so that is how it can be a great motivating factor. So opportunity always comes disguised as uncertainties. Uncertainty classifies all of us into two categories. One is possibility thinker, one is impossibility thinker. It all depends on your attitude. So possibility thinker will always find a solution to the problem. But impossibility thinker, जो भी solution आप दो, वो बोलेगा ये काम नहीं करेगा. Right? You have seen so many people like that. I did not repeat. Yeah. So, but it all depends on attitude. So this is the perfect picture of attitude. Stimuli. Stimuli is a plural of stimulus. Left side stimuli and right side is your attitude. Response. The collectivity of response is your attitude. From the time you get up from bed, you are bombarded with a series of stimuli till you go to bed. And the collectivity of response that you give to all these stimuli, that is defined as attitude. And this is in your hand, because response you can choose how to respond to a situation, that is in your hand. That means your attitude you can create yourself. It does not need anybody's motivation. Your attitude is yours, and your attitude must be always positive. And that is why you will say attitude gives you altitude in life. And what is attitude? Just your way of thinking. Like glass half filled with water, you say, that is the positive attitude. The moment you say the glass is half empty, you are telling the negative side of it. Okay? Yes. Then, so stimuli and environment cannot be always changed, and hence the response variable will have to be engineered to get the right attitude, conditioning of the mind. So if you want to have a positive attitude always, then your mind needs to be conditioned with positivity. And how that can be done, we'll explain in the next class. Okay, because some exercise I'll have to show you. So body has no alternative other than obeying the dictates of the mind, right? Now come to the next one. Yeah. So mind has 4 states: beta state, the alpha state, theta, gamma state. Okay. So I'll not get into this because if I explain, it will take a lot of time. So then you come to this one. What is prayer? Many times you may be thinking my prayer has been answered. But what is prayer? Prayer is positive, repetitive affirmation yields effective results. Here again, you are conditioning your mind. You are conditioning your mind to achieve some goal. Suppose you want to be the richest person in your area, or you want to marry the most beautiful girl in Mulund. Okay, suppose our friend Kunal decides to marry the most beautiful girl in Mulund. Then he goes to Lord Shiva every day and he prays. Prayer definition dekho. He prays every day, make me marry the most beautiful girl in Mulund. Okay, every day he does it for 6 months. His subconscious is programmed now to achieve his goal. Suddenly you will find he is not coming to the college, but he is visiting all the women's colleges, finds out the most beautiful girl, and then he follows, and then finally follows the girl's sister, gives her chocolate, this and that, and follows her father, which temple he goes. वो भी उधर पीछे खड़ा होकर बाजा बजाएगा, and then finally he wins over them and he gets married, comes to Lord Shiva, says, thank you very much, sir, you have answered my prayer. Now Lord Shiva is telling, my dear Kunal, I have not done anything. You have programmed your mind, because of which the body being a slave, it obeyed the dictates of the mind and you reached your goal. So thank yourself. ठीक है, thank yourself. ठीक है, अगर नारियल लेके आए हो तो तोड़ दो, no problem, but thank yourself. That is what. Then comes after subconscious. After subconscious has been programmed, then mind will automatically generate positivity of thought, and chain will be like this: positive thought, positive emotion. देखो, positive thought, positive emotion, action, then habits, character, then destiny as a winner. So positive thought makes your destiny as a winner. That is the shortcut of that. Okay. So just like a great foundation stands on a great strong foundation, so does success. And the foundation of success is attitude. You know this. I just told you. हाँ, ये point आप लोगों को जानना चाहिए, because ये बहुत important है. The power of attitude. This was a study done by the largest management school in the world, that is Harvard Business School, जिसको हमने Mecca management मानते हैं, right? So there they did a study on all the Nobel laureates, and they found that knowledge for any success, knowledge contributes only 15%. Please, my dear friends, note it. Knowledge contributes only 15% for any success in life, but your attitude contributes 85%. It is not me who is saying. It is Harvard Business School. If you go to Google, you can find it also. They did study on the Nobel laureates and they have come to this conclusion. So never underestimate yourself कि मेरे में पढ़ाई लिखाई में ठीक नहीं होता है तो नहीं होता है, तो दूसरे किसी में you will become an emperor. Never try to suffer from low self-esteem just because somebody has scored higher marks in mathematics or science and all that. He is not a gem of a person. You can do wonders. So that is what, if you have the right attitude. Okay, then you see, this is one, this is just for your information, that hard work, lobby, luck, nothing adds to 100, but attitude adds to 100. So attitude is such a powerful tool. So you can do it through mental dieting. So mental dieting, that is a very important point. I'll briefly touch about it because I know I am aware that we have taken a lot of time, but just hold on for about 5-10 minutes. 5 minutes, yeah. So this is called attitudinal engineering, because this question may come to your mind कि attitude जिसका negative है उसको क्या करें, उसको positive कैसे बनाएं. That can be done through attitudinal engineering. And that is what I will briefly tell you, how attitudinal engineering can happen. Okay, so this is a 10 days miracle course. All of you, those who suffer from negative attitude, you can make your attitude positive. How? Practice PMA. PMA means positive mental attitude practice. Be always positive and practice positivity of thought even in depressing situation. I have given the examples. Find out the silver lining even in the darkest cloud and seek affirmation through sense of humor. Please remember, negativity आपसे निकालने के लिए सबसे बड़ा फैक्टर क्या है? Your sense of humor. Not only positivity of thought, but sense of humor. How many of you have that sense of humor? I do not know. But somehow in our country, it is believed that only when you look serious, people will pay respect to you. It is not so. The situation is changed. Only when you have a law, but the sense of humor should be at your own expense, not at the expense of others. Try to find out the idiosyncrasies and some of the shortcomings in you. Like I have a bald head. I am a bald-headed person. So I know 20 jokes on bald head. I know 20 jokes on bald head. So if I have to make the situation humorous, I come out with one of them. And one of them I came out when I got married, my sisters-in-law. They came say, Jijaji, acha hai, magar taklu hai. I said, you see, you stupid girls, think about it. That God created very few perfect heads. God created very few perfect heads. And on the rest, he put hairs. Okay. So anybody who is bald-headed, he is a perfect head. So that is how you can try to live in a situation and you can have the sense of humor. Then recollect the past for getting inspired. Many times you always remember past for the sense of heart or failure. No. There are many great things you have done in the past. They can inspire you. Whenever you are going low, you recollect them. Right? Focus on maximizing your strength, develop core competency around that. Recollect the good deeds done by you, pat your back. Many good deeds you do, you never celebrate. Please, from today onward, try to celebrate. If you helped a beggar with vada pav, if you helped a physically handicapped person with a little bit of money for his treatment, then these are great things you have done. Please celebrate this. Please thank God that you have given me this power that I could be of some help to somebody today. Then you will find your body is full of positivity. Okay. Yes. Then catch people doing something right. Catch people doing something. Most of the time we catch people doing something wrong. We never bother when somebody is doing something right, you take it for granted. Don't do that. When you catch people doing something right always. Aapne acha kaam kiya. Say thank you. Go give a hug. Okay. Pat somebody's back. Are you doing it? Not doing it? Please do it. Allow mind to be creative, spontaneous, natural, and program subconscious with creativity. I'll explain later. This one. Because it needs some time. Then develop MEQ, mental attitude and enthusiasm quotient. What is enthusiasm quotient? Always enthusiasm gives you energy. And you must have seen many people, they are driven, self-driven. वो अपना energy खुद निकालते हैं. They are not dependent on anybody else to create energy for them. वो अपना energy उनका खत्म नहीं होता है. That means they are people with high enthusiasm quotient. Try to develop that high enthusiasm quotient yourself. Number one, by being in company of high energy people. There are two types of people. One is energy booster, the other one is energy buster. So the energy booster people in their company, their energy flows to you. But in energy buster, BUSTR, they are parasites, they suck your energy. So never be in company of them because they will suck your energy, leaving you high and dry. Okay, you cannot achieve anything in life. So that is then each and every individual is gifted one way or the other. When you meet somebody, आप लोग ज्यादा बकबक करते हो किसी को मिलने के उसको सुनाने के लिए. Try to give him a hearing and you will find a lot of things you did not know and he is saying that and that will empower you. Look at problems as opportunities. Always look at problems as opportunities because in management we define a problem as others have failed. Because others have failed, it has come up as a problem. If that is so, if others have failed, then I should solve this problem and prove to the whole world that I am different from the crowd. And that is why you should give me recognition, you should give me reward, because I'm different from the crowd. I am not getting lost in the crowd, right? So that is how. Then finally, always keep the underprivileged in mind and thank God. Many times, when you feel कि भगवान ने मेरे लिए क्या किया, suppose आपका मेरे जैसे हाथ तोड़ गया था ना, that time scooter accident में, then I was blaming God, मेरा हाथ क्यों तोड़ा आपने दूसरा किसी का हाथ तोड़ तो मेरा हाथ क्यों तोड़ा आपने, मेरे को इतना पनिश किया and all that. Please, in such situations, think of a situation that there are more underprivileged people than you. One day I was thinking like this, and I was in Juhu, sea beach. Then I found the husband has lost both the legs in wheelchair, and the wife was pushing. My only question was, "Sir, का ये दोनों पैर कैसे हुआ?" Now they were blasted off by Pakistani fire. My husband was an ex-serviceman. He's an ex-serviceman, and he lost both his legs in war. Immediately, मैं चप्पल खोल के भगवान को pray किया, भगवान, you are so kind that you have broken my left hand. If this thing would have happened to me, then what I would have done. So thank God. Always thank God for whatever that has happened to achieved in your life. When you are full of gratitude, then your body flows with a lot of positivity. I think we will end it here, sir. Ajit sir, I will end it here. And I think I'll take another session because I've taken a lot of time of yours. So, yeah, so thank you all very much. I'll entertain some questions from you.
Sir, before that, can you hear us? Dr. Nandi, can you hear us?
Hello.
Sir, can you hear me?
Hello.
Oh God.
I'll just call him.
Sir, please tell him to increase the speaker volume. Possibly his speaker volume is kept low or something.
Hello.
The speaker volume, please.
Yeah, ma'am, I think we'll close it here. I'll take up maybe in another class from this point. This part has come to end here, but this. Is it so? Okay. Let me just see. No, you may be right. Let me see. No, madam, this is 92. Full volume is there.
Can you hear
How
us
it is
now?
happening, I don't know.
Re-log in, I think, sir.
1 second.
Can you hear us now?
In the hello.
Hear us now?
Because in the beginning, so you talked and I heard. Now I have made speaker volume. I have made 100.
Sir, please re-log in.
I can hear now.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah, Ajit sir, just a minute.
No. I can hear Kulkarni sir.
Yeah, Dr.
Yeah,
Nandi,
I can hear now, sir. I can hear. I'll take some questions.
There is a surprise for you. Our Hemangi Joshi madam from Deputy General Manager Legal from Tilaknagar Industries, she has joined just now.
Okay.
Since beginning, she is watching you. Hemangi ma'am, you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm much there. Am I audible?
Yeah, I think.
Yes, Hemangi, you are audible.
Yeah, I have requested her because she is in an official meeting, so she could not turn on her camera. So, madam, thank you very much for introducing Dr. Saab to VPM family. Okay, and Dr. Saab, just now you mentioned about opportunities, converting problems into opportunities. This is how my relationship with Tilaknagar Industry started. Hemangi is my opponent actually in the court, and we settled the matter with your company. So we have become now professional associates with the companies. We are doing many things. So,
Good.
And she is also going to take one lecture on IP laws.
Oh, very good. She is an expert in that. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And she is expert in many things like settling the.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, good manager for reducing the settlement amount for the clients. Okay, so she can train a lot of things, especially under the session. So thank you very much, ma'am. We look forward to your continued support.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, Nandi sir, for acceding to my request. And it was great pleasure to hear you after such a long time. Actually, thank you, VPMS, for arranging this opportunity.
Yeah.
I've worked with sir closely for 10 years, but there has been a big gap. So this has been like a exhilarating experience to hear him after a long time.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure you all must have enjoyed his lectures. He's like a motivation personified. So his book also, Habitual Winner, if you all must read actually. It's all based on small anecdotes derived from his life. So apart from being a big treasure of knowledge, he's also actually very inspirational, and we have been blessed to get an opportunity to work with him closely. I've learned a lot from him.
Thank you so much, Hemangi, for saying such nice words about me, much of which I may not deserve, but thank you nevertheless. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Kulkarni sir, some questions your students may be having, na?
Yes, sir. There are some questions.
Yeah, please.
Ritika?
Yes, so now the students, the forum is now open to ask queries, and this is the discussion on queries round. You can ask questions to sir. Sir, I have one question. What
Hello?
strategy? Hello?
Yeah.
Sir,
Your voice is breaking. Yeah.
yeah. Sir, I have one question.
What
strategy should a new age leader use to be successful?
No, I could not hear because your voice is breaking. Can you repeat?
Sir, what strategy should a new age leader use to become successful?
Yeah, the most important thing you should try to achieve is in the present time. When I said new age leader, I had kept kept in mind the digital revolution that is happening now. In the present scenario, because I am teaching management in a reputed business school, so we are trying to do that also. So what is happening is, one is in the area of skill, in the other one is in the area of attitude. In skill, whatever requires to be the technical skill you should have. Now data, you should do a lot of courses, students, on data analytics, machine learning. Please remember that in the days to come, there will be organizations which will have very less men and more machines. So how do you try to extract productivity out of that situation? How do you try to communicate man to machine, machine to man? So these are the things which are unfortunately not in the syllabus, but they are going to happen in the days to come. So if you want to be successful, don't always depend on the syllabus. You do your own study. If you go to Google and find out, you can find out hundreds of free online courses given by different universities, and you do that. Then you try to empower yourself as far as skill is concerned. As far as attitude is concerned, I have Hemangi was also telling, you can buy that small book written by me. It gives you all the clues, and my lecture today also. So get highly motivated. Never accept defeat for anything. I again repeat saying that the adversity does not come with a definition of its own. You give it a definition by deciding to respond the way you do. If you respond positively, nobody can defeat you. And never give consent to defeat. Yes, these are some of the things it should always have in the back of your mind. Then you will become a strong new age leader. Whatever situation comes, you will become a winner. You will try to find out ways how to add value to the situation. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Hitika, any other question?
No, let any teachers ask. Sir, some teachers should ask some question, because sir has a wide range of experience. So
yeah, please, most welcome.
So you may not get this kind of opportunities always.
Yeah, please ask.
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, sir, how to change the negative approach of others? Is it possible? You can change yourself, but it is difficult to change somebody else.
See, in my PPT, there was one part that is attitudinal engineering. This is a very common problem most of us face. Okay, so the attitudinal engineering, I have given there about 10 clues. You try to follow one by one, and then you will see you will be successful. There are many people who have been successful by following, my advices and my prescriptions in the that how to do that attitudinal engineering. And that attitudinal engineering is possible if you try to practice that, in practice. And you can do it with anybody, with your husband, with family members and all that. You can keep on doing and you will see that, yeah, that is possible. Huh? I have these points you please see. Okay, this point you please see. See, practice PMA, then sense of humor, positivity of thought, then recollect the past for the good things you have done, then maximize on your strength, then thank yourself, patting your own back. See, when people are negative, try to understand that if somebody is negative, then what are the factors that is contributing to it. You have to address the root cause analysis. You have to do, and then apply these theories on that. If you do not do root cause analysis, then actually it will not happen, right? So how to feed positivity to somebody's mind? Always he may be talking something negative, but you never allow his mind to waver to negativity. You bring him back to positivity, then slowly you will find that he will stop talking negatively about anything. He will also be influenced by your behavioral pattern of doing everything positive. Okay.
Sir, few words on reskilling in education sector.
Sorry, sir?
Few words on reskilling.
Yes, that is a very important point you have raised, sir. Actually, let me tell you, the main problem what is happening is that most of our students, when they are recruited, because I have recruited many, and then we have seen that they try to solve today's problems with yesterday's solutions. Okay, the yesterday's solutions is, the syllabus is backdated. It is not a dynamic syllabus. So somebody has thought that this sort of organization will be run, and these are the type of problems the organization will face. So let us find out a solution and package it in the textbook. But after globalization, the problems are changing every day. They have become multi-layered, they have become multidimensional, as a result of which the old solutions, they are not able to help. And therefore, the reskilling has become very important, because with the old skill, they are not able to solve the problem. So whenever you try to do reskilling, then you have to be in close contact with the industry, find out what are the types of skill requirement that is there. Possibly you should keep more and more industry people in your syllabus formation committee, or maybe reskilling committee. There are many colleges where I am also involved. What happens is they themselves on their own, they have taken lead. They feel that, university kab syllabus change karega, who will wait? So they themselves, they are doing reskilling.
Okay. So for reskilling, you are the standard example, because I can see there is a clear generation gap. That is from your first job as an assistant professor, magistrate, Reserve Bank in charge for note printing, and Tilaknagar Industries as a director for their commercials, and now back to education. And today, the students, the crowd of students what you faced in 1979 is completely different and totally competitive in terms of their approach and technology and their scale and their vision and their approach towards the teachers. So considering these things, I would like you to guide our teachers in a few minutes, like how you are dealing with this particular concept and the challenge. Because definitely you are continuously working on reskilling, because to maintain your presence in the institutions which you are connected with itself is a big challenge.
Yeah, one small clue I will give you is what we have successfully practiced also in our industry, in our university. That is, all the functional areas, a core committee we have set up, like somebody is a professor of commerce, somebody is teaching marketing, somebody is teaching HR. We are telling them that now your job is to form a small...
Good evening, sir. Myself, Manvi from...
Hello? Yeah, let me just complete it. Then you want to ask something. I think she wants to ask something. Okay. Okay. So we are telling that you do one thing. You form a small committee and try to visit some industries across. Maybe FMCG, maybe manufacturing, this and that you visit. And you ask them that in the present situation, what sort of skill requirement you need to serve you the most. And whatever they say, that you try to incorporate, into your own parallel syllabus, which you should teach the students so that when they face interview, they will do it well. I'll give you an example, like in HR, it is not there at all, because now in the organization, they are asking what is the return on hire. We have hired this marketing guy at a salary of maybe 10 lakhs per month or 5 lakhs per month. Is he contributing that much? And that question, how HR will answer? HR can answer that question only if they know how to prepare KRAs, key result areas, and then which KRA is driving how much revenue to the company, and whether they are added up, it is coming to that his salary per month. If it is less, then he should be paid more. If it is more, then it should be reduced or he should be asked to go. So whatever, the company can take decision. So like this, these are not there in the syllabus or in the that is framed by the university. But we have done on our own. Okay, let us try to come out with our parallel syllabus where whatever is needed in the industry, our students should be taught. And when they go for interview, obviously industry guys, they will ask questions how you are relevant to the industry. The most important question they ask, sir, I have also asked, what is the value you will add to my company if I select you? And when I ask this question, they are not able to answer, because they themselves, they do not know what sort of value. They will say, I am very sincere, I am hardworking and all that. Then it makes you laugh because he is not addressing the issue. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Nandi sir. I'm a commerce and management teacher.
Yeah.
And I teach all these HR subjects like motivation, leadership, and all. So what I find is teaching HR is very easy, but practicing HR, motivational strategies, I find it difficult in practice, sir.
Yeah. Yes. You are right. You are right.
I feel it is the toughest job of HR manager to motivate people. Am I right, sir? That's what I have experienced.
That is true, but that mostly is happening, because in HR, you means we, because I have also, whatever, I have achieved in my life, that is because I moved from HR background. And so whatever we practice, we mostly practice in theory. See, you ask it to yourself. You must have taught Maslow's theory of, hierarchy.
Yes, sir. Yes.
You must have taught. Now, you ask anybody in your college, students or maybe teachers and all that how Maslow's theory can be made applicable in the industry, then you will find, there is a very vague answer from different people. So that is how. So how Maslow's theory can be practiced in industry is that in industry, you should segmentalize the employees as per their needs requirement. Somebody's need is self-actualization. उसको salary बढ़ाने से वो खुश नहीं होगा. उसको चाहिए self-actualization. Similarly, somebody is in physical need. उसको job security चाहिए और उसको salary थोड़ा बढ़ाना चाहिए at the lower level. उसको आप organizational vision के बारे में बोलोगे. See, the problem is that all the motivational strategies, they cannot be applied to everybody. Because Maslow said that everybody's requirement is at a different level. Try to find out at what level he is. And then if you come out with a motivational strategy meant for him, then he is most likely to be motivated by that. Right? So like this, I can give many examples actually. In HR, you said rightly that, practicing, your leadership style that comes into play, how you practice a particular leadership skill, in what way you want to practice it. All these become very important only when you start doing it. Otherwise, in theory, everything looks very, very theoretical.
Yes,
right?
goody pictures, sir. In theory, it looks very that way. But I'm sure, sir, if we practice all the tips and techniques which you stated today, and I thought it has got a little philosophical touch too, right, sir?
Yes, absolutely. And I have done it because if you read my book, you will see that I have been influenced the most by my mother.
Yeah.
And my mother had studied only up to class 6. But she was the perfect motivator for me to achieve whatever I have achieved. And what was her motivational strategy? The moment I try to, recapitulate, then that gives me such a powerful energy for doing anything in life. Right. So slightly philosophical, yes. She used to explain many things from Ramayana, Mahabharata, and this
Yes.
and that, and she will tell me this has happened like this has happened like that, this has happened like that. Yeah, true, very true.
Thank
One
you,
of
sir,
my
for
one
your
of my
words.
motivational lectures I had delivered abroad. That was actually on Gita, on what Lord Krishna has told Arjuna. And
Correct.
based on that, I spoke for nearly 4-5 hours. And that was mainly from the drawings from my mother, how she used to explain each and everything that Lord Krishna has told Arjuna to motivate him. Okay. And that is the ultimate of motivation he had given. So, yeah, right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for your speech. Sir. Thanks.
Sir, can I ask something?
Yeah.
I'm Surbi. I'm Surbi Gaur, sir. I'm communication skills teacher here.
Yeah.
Sir, the same thing as I'm like similar to the ma'am's question, and I would like to ask you that we teach soft skills development and this communication skills to the students of
Yes.
first year.
Yeah.
So whenever we try our best to tell them that this will help you throughout your life in your interview and all. But most of the time it is seen that they just try to understand it, they just read it only for attempting the examination. So what motivation, what innovative thing we can do for that, so that we can achieve that way, that many of these students lost their interviews because of their soft skills. They might be very good in hard skill, but this soft skills maybe the question that you have told, you have just mentioned that what values you can give to the company. So such questions only of this having of the soft skills knowledge a person can give, I guess. So
Yeah. I'll explain that. See, it is possible that students, they find it difficult to relate to soft skill. Many times it happens. Like I have also taught soft skill. I am doing that also through NLP. I am doing that. But I have found that they become very energized and charged. They follow the soft skill when you relate it to the industry requirement. See, like before they go for any, like the MBA students in my university, before they go for the interview, their interview, their industry preparedness training is there. They are in soft skill, how to influence the mind of the interviewer, how to ensure that he asks you the question you can answer, then what will be the role of your eye contact, and what will be the role of your body language, how you will choose the type of language which has high hypnotic index and all that. All these, once they apply and they find it is working, there are in mock interviews they apply and then they find it is working, and then they say, sir, I want to know more about it, because initially I thought possibly this does not work, but now I find, sir, it works. So that is why you have to be persistent, and you should try to make it as applied as possible. Give them lifetime examples, from their own family. Okay. From their own family, how they deal with mother getting angry if the daughter is coming at 9 o'clock, and how she is handling him, or how the daughter is handling. Many times I give examples from their personal life so that they are able to relate to that also. And then they find, yes, it works. And the only thing is, if it works in your personal life, then it has to work in the industry also, because that is also a big family. So that is how you have to be a bit persistent. I agree, there will be some students who will say, nahi, ye to nahi ho raha hai, wo nahi ho raha hai, and all that. Yeah, but once they experience it, then they will agree. Yeah.
Of course, sir. At the time of interview, when they will face interview, they will remind it that yeah, ma'am ne bola tha, to we should give emphasis on that.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
But
So,
now
so
in
you do more mock interviews. Then what will
yeah,
happen is they will get a simulation effect, and then they will come around to you, sir. ये तो ठीक है, ये तो
yes,
ठीक है,
sir.
ये तो ठीक है. Okay, आप जो बोले ये ठीक है. Right. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Nandi sir, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I'm Kavita Sharma. Sir,
Yeah.
it was such a great opportunity to listen to your words. I've jotted down all the important, points.
Thank you so much,
really,
madam.
it's a contribution to my knowledge. Sir, one word you mentioned as mental dieting.
Yeah. What is that?
Mental dieting. You mentioned. Can you brief a little about it?
Yes. In fact, I wanted to speak on that, but then because of the time constraint, I have kept it for the next class. But since you have asked, I will explain
Only
it
a
very
brief,
briefly.
and of course, we will
Briefly, I
request
will
sir
mention
to
to you.
have a physical session where our students of the higher classes will get the advantage of how to face the interviews. I think it will be a great.
That will be a different session I will take. That will be on industry preparedness.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that will do. But coming to the question you asked about mental dieting.
Yes, sir.
It is a very powerful concept. The concept is like this. See, all of us are doing physical dieting. Okay,
yes,
because every day morning you get up from bed, then through the window you see, your uncle, your father, then your friends, they are all jogging, running. Okay, and some people are doing a lot of exercises, pranayam and all that, Baba Ramdev's that form, this and that, a lot of things are happening. But if that was the solution to all problems like diabetes, cancer, high BP and all that, the number of patients from this world would have either vanished or they would have come down drastically. But what has actually happened is their number is going up in great proportion. So my question to you is why? That means, do you think that this physical dieting has a limited application to make you happy or make you comfortable in life? Okay. So from that, actually, the concept of mental dieting comes. Mental dieting is more than physical dieting. What matters is what you feed your mind. So whatever you feed, it is like computer, garbage in, garbage out. So whatever you feed your mind, if you feed your mind with a lot of positivity of thought and action, then obviously, your mind and body will be thoroughly energized to achieve wonders in life. So how this mental dieting has to be done, I was giving some examples. Number one is always try to find good in others. Okay, always try to catch people doing something good, not always catching people doing something wrong. When people are doing something good, you will remain silent. That is our habit. We'll remain silent. We will closely observe and ignore. But if thoda bhi mistake hua, immediately usko pakdo. Right. So that if you change the dimension and you try to, appreciate everybody for whatever small good thing he has done, then that is that is the most important part of mental dieting. Okay. Then having sense of humor, then appreciating others' worth. Most of us are extremely habituated to be complimented if my son has done very well, this and that and all that. But I just forget that his son must have done also something, may not be equally good, but something else which can be complimented. And as a father, he wants to hear that. As a father, his heart is also yearning that this my friend should compliment me for some achievement of my son. My son has also achieved something, and some good thing in your friend also, that he may not be as good as you, but he has done something this and that. That somehow sensitivity many of us we do not have. We try to celebrate our own success, but not celebrating the success of others, thinking that that may be very small, this and that. Once you start doing that, then you will find that in the mental dieting process, you are feeding your mind the right type of, then of course I have told you about the sense of humor and all that. Sense of humor creates a lot of positivity, sense of gratitude and all that. There are some 7 or 8 points.
Yes, sir,
I'll
I've written
discuss
down.
in detail with examples in my next session.
Sure, sure, sir. We would, in fact, like to listen to you about dream harvesting in next session, whenever you will conduct one.
Sure,
It
sure.
was a great honor to be as a part of your audience, sir. Really. Thank you.
Thank
so
you,
much.
thank you, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Hello,
Yeah.
Nandi sir. Yeah, hello sir. This is Indrila Mukherjee. I belong to economics department. So I just want to ask you that in our college, like we have students coming from vernacular medium and all. So can you guide on like how can we adopt a motivational strategy specifically for these students? Like later on in future when they have to face interviews and all, like when they will go for their other good career prospects. Yes. So can you guide on that? Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very common problem with many of the schools, vernacular schools. Okay, vernacular medium background students, they come and all that. And they feel that they cannot communicate well, and yeah, so that is a problem. So that was overcome by me. I please remember that I get a lot of compliments when talking abroad, that you must have studied in a very good English medium school or public school and all that. And when I tell them that I have also passed from a vernacular medium school because my father was a poor farmer in a remote village, so I was studying in a vernacular school. Then they wonder how is it that you can you are an MPhil first class first in English and you communicate so well, and how has it happened? My only to them was that I used to every day speak English for 10 minutes before my parents. My mother studied up to class 6. You will not understand what English I was talking and all that. Father understood little bit, but important thing is they gave me so much of confidence. They will set the topic for me. You talk for 10 minutes on cow. You talk for 10 minutes on this, that, any stupid topic they will give. And I used to talk, and at their expense I may have made a lot of mistakes, grammatical mistakes of syntax and all that, but they were parents, so obviously at their cost I did. And when I came to the college, I found that I am okay, and the entire credit goes to my parents. So you tell your students they should do this public speaking in front of their brother, sister and parents every day, these vernacular medium school students especially, because whether you like it or not, English is the satellite language and nobody can replace it. So you have to be a master of it. That is very important, because many times, how you speak becomes more important than what you speak, and that is how. Next thing is your your self confidence when you talk. That is very important. And many times, if your self-confidence is very strong, you pick up one Hindi word or Marathi word, then also you will find that your score is not getting affected, or your communication is not affected. Okay, but it should be told with full gusto and confidence. Then it happens. And of course, other things is how to increase your vocabulary, this and that. All the teachers, they do let them hear BBC, like that was one which created a lot of good DNA in me, that I used to always hear the BBC news in radio. Those days TV was not there. I used to, so that was making a lot of corrections. So yeah, it is an approach in which I should always say that your conviction and your your ability to be confident about yourself, that plays the most important role. I have won Chancellor Trophy 3 times, and all the time, whenever I will be struggling with coming out with the right English word, I'll switch over to my mother tongue and I'll speak 1 or 2 words, not fully, 1 or 2 words. I am struggling for 1 word, I'll do that. But still, very honorable judges, they have always judged me, because they have seen the content, they have seen the felicity of language, and they have seen the self-confidence, which matters the most in making you what leader you are. So not, yeah, right.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. We would love to adopt all such strategies definitely for our students. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah,
Thank you, madam.
Yes, sir, I think we should move the last session.
Yeah. Dr. Keshab Nandy, the habitual winner. Doctor, you have won today also.
Thank you so much.
It was a wonderful session. I could see, I was observing the participants, how slowly they got engrossed into your flow. I have a request not to end it like this. Let us have a structured series of sessions as per your convenience and timing.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, Pratibha will be in touch with you.
Sure.
And
Please.
whenever you are free, in a day's time, we can convene a meeting, and we would like to have small topics discussed in a full session.
Yes.
Small, individual.
I agree, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Can I take you as an advisor or patron of my institution?
Oh, that would be great.
Oh.
That is a great privilege for me.
Nandi sir, what we have discussed already, Ajit sir,
yeah,
we have big plans to come up with certain courses. You kindly make full use of experience, knowledge, contacts, and reach of Dr. Nandi. Because take it from me, I will not be available, he will be available. Okay. So the thing is, in next 1 year down the line, people should really wonder how BPM has changed this much and with this kind of speed. Okay. So we have to create a very strong setup with target-oriented approach, design courses. Dr. Nandi has industrial contacts. Okay, so it is up to you how you can explore what targets you want to fix and then explore. So we can only hope to grow with Nandi sir. We will ensure that even sir grows with us further. There is no limit for us. So with this, we can create any infrastructure, anything for facilitating our students and teachers for their respective growth. Sir, we need your full committed support and guidance because we are a very, kind of middle class institution. We are not NMIMS. So you have to make us grow with all your, it will be a real support to all of us. And we have greater targets.
Yeah, I agree, and I am very deeply touched by your love and affection. Mr. Kulkarni, then Dr. Ajit. Dr. Ajit addressed me, Keshab Nandy, habitual winner. That I was showing to my sons, my daughter-in-law, everybody. They are very deeply touched that somebody addresses you like that.
Sir, if you want to publish some small book, we are happy to publish even from Vidya Prasarak Mandal. Kindly let us know, sir.
Yeah. I think once we have a sort of relationship,
Sure.
So if you want me to be in your advisory board or anything, you can send me the letter and I'll gratefully accept that.
Sure.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Over to Pratibha, please conclude.
Yes, sir. Hitika, you there? Okay. Now we will conclude the session with the national anthem. So I'd request Kirti.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please.
जनगण मनाधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य विनाशक यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभाशिष मागे चाहे तव जय गाता जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे थैंक यू
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. We all can kindly log out now.
Yeah. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for all your love and affection. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Very much. Thank you, sir.
Vilas sir.
Yeah, ma'am, I'm terminating now.
हाँ sir.